Hello everyone, you are welcome to today's live video. Now, before we start this video, I want you to type in the comment section where you are watching me from. Now, if you are outside of Australia and you are dreaming of, moving legally to Australia, okay, then you really need to watch this video all the way through. Now, I'm about to break down one of the realistic visa pathways, okay? So even if you don't have any job offer, you don't have to worry about because this visa does not require any job offer before you can move, okay? It allows skilled workers to actually live and work in regional Australia for up to 5 years and also with a clear pathway to permanent residency. So that's what this video is about. And the best part is that you don't need a job offer, like I said, to apply for this visa. It's actually entirely based on points system. Okay, so if you have the skills and you have the qualifications and you meet the criteria, then you can apply directly from your home country. All right. The first time of watching me, you've never seen me before. My name is Tilly, and on this channel, I share very helpful tips when it comes to, and schooling abroad. I share tips on visa sponsorship opportunities if you want to go to whether US, UK, Australia, in fact, any country that you want to go to, you find on my channel. I also share remote jobs opportunities. So you want to join this community to the channel and also you want to support me by liking this, okay, it helps a lot. I would like to also give you a very special welcome. So if you are watching me right now and you are new, just type in the comment section new here, okay, so that I'll welcome you specially. And to all my returning subscribers, if you are a returning subscriber, you are watching me, the love is deep, okay? I've got you on this journey. Drop any question you may have, okay, as you watch this video. All right, now let's go through this step by step, okay, so that you can understand exactly what to do, where to find all these opportunities and how you can practically apply for this visa. Okay, you can move with your family. This is the easiest way to go to Australia and get permanent residency. You can actually get your permanent residency in 3 years. They give you the visa for 5 years, but you can apply for permanent residency in 3 years whilst you are there. Okay. So now let me take you through the steps to follow. I'm going to break it down into about 7 steps. Okay. So the first step, if you are interested in going to Australia through this visa route is actually called the subclass 491. That is the name of the visa route. You know everything about it by the end of this video, so don't worry. So if you are interested, the first step is to check if your job is on the skilled occupation list, okay? Yes, so you need to do a check whether, your profession is on Australia's skilled occupation list for the 491 visa, okay? Now, without this, you cannot go any further. So that's the first step. I will be leaving the link for you to check it out, okay? So don't worry about it. I'll leave all the relevant links that I'm going to share with you in the description section for you, and you can check it out later on. So that's the first step. Check if your job is on the skilled occupation list. I'm actually going to take you to the website. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm just giving you the steps first so that by the time I take you to the website, you will understand everything, okay? And once you get to the website, you're going to search for your occupation and take notes, okay? That they have ANSCO code and then assessment authority is also listed next. I'll explain further, so don't worry. The second step is to get your skills assessed. Now, that's what I was just about. That's what I was just talking about, okay? You are going to get your skills assessed. Now, how are you going to do this, okay? You need to have your skills and your qualification assessed by the authority that is listed for your occupation. Now, this is how the Australian government is going to check that your skills actually meet their standard. Okay, so for example, if you are an engineer, your assessment, might be done by engineers, Australia, and if you're a nurse, it will be through the mark, okay, and so on and so forth. Don't worry, I'll take you to the website so you understand everything I'm talking about. I know for now it might sound a little unclear to you, but by the time I finish this live video, everything is going to be clear to you, okay? Now, the assessing authority will have its own website, okay, where you can actually submit the documents and you start the process, okay? And you'll find their name and contacts actually listed directly next to your job title in the skilled occupation list. So like I said, you have to check whether your occupation is listed on the skilled occupation list, and that is where you're going to find the assessing authority that is going to assess you, okay? Their information will be there. I'm going to show you very soon so you see everything, okay? Now, the third step is to prove your English language ability. Now, I know that many of you, when you hear this, you are thinking about IELTS and all that. Yes, it is, but then there is also an exemption. So take your time. I'm going to break it down for you because Australia actually requires you to show that you have at least competent English, okay, and that you can prove this by taking one of these tests. Now, it's either you do the IELTS, okay, and you must score 6.0 minimum in each band, or you can do the PTE academic, okay, and you must get at least 50 minimum in each band, or an equivalent score in, TOEFL or IBT or OET or Cambridge English. In fact, there are so many options for you to prove, okay? However, you might be exempted from, taking the test if you have studied for at least 5 years in English in countries like Australia, Canada, New Zealand. In fact, there are some few countries that are exempted, okay? So that is how you can prove, okay? Now, if that is you want an exempt, you should be able to provide your transcripts and a letter from your school or your university, to attest to the fact that you were taught in English, okay? I will give you the link to all this information that I'm sharing with you. I'm going to take you there very soon. The fourth step is to calculate your points. Now, this visa is actually point tested, okay? So you need to score at least 65 points to be eligible. I'm going to show you how they're done, okay? Now, the more points that you have, the better your chance of actually receiving an invitation, okay? So you get points for things like maybe your age, your English ability, your work experience, your occupational background, your partner skills, if applicable, not everybody, okay? Nomination by the state or sponsorship by a family. So this is a state nomination, and I'll show you how the nomination is done and everything. So don't worry about it, okay? You don't need any official job offer. They are going to assess you. Once you go and you apply, they will assess and see if you qualify. Then they are going to give you the visa, all right? You, after this video, check the description section for all the links to these website, okay? Now, also make sure that you are very honest, okay? Be very, very honest, because when you are filling these forms, be very, very honest. If you want to check your points to see whether you qualify, make sure that you are honest about it, because you will need to prove every point later with the documents. So just to let you know, all right? Now, the fifth step is to submit an expression of interest form, okay? That is what we call the EOI. That's the fifth step, okay? So once your documents are ready and your points are calculated, that is going to be the next step, the expression of interest, okay? Through Australia's official select portal. I'll show you the link and everything very soon. Now, this is actually how you tell the government that you are ready to be considered for this visa, all right? Sorry, I just lost focus. I think somebody was knocking at my door, okay? Now, this step is completely free, and it doesn't mean you have applied it. So get that right. Once you submit the expression of interest, which is free, it doesn't mean that you have applied yet, okay? It just puts your profile in front of the states and the territory. So get that right, okay? So like I said, I'm going to share link for you to see where you can express your interest and everything. The sixth step is to get nominated by a state or be sponsored by an eligible family member. Okay, now let me explain that to you. So if moving forward from there, you will need one of two of these things. Okay, after expressing your interest, you need a nomination from an Australian state or territory. Okay, or you also need sponsorship from an eligible family member who lives in regional Australia. So it's either through a family or either through the states, okay, that nominates you. So now, if you are going through the state nomination route, okay, each state actually has its own categories, okay, and the list of, in-demand jobs as well, and the application process, okay. Now, I'll be sharing with you some of the official website for each state and territory where you can actually check requirements and apply. I'll leave everything in the description section for you. That's why it's important that you take a pen and a paper, take notes as I am taking you through, okay? I'm not going to show you all the website because there are quite a number of them. So just make sure that you go to the description section after this video and write them down, okay? Now, if you have an eligible relative in Australia, they can actually also sponsor you, like I said, but they must live in a designated regional area and be either a citizen or a permanent residency, okay? I'll leave the link more information about it. Now, once you are nominated or sponsored, okay, and the government actually selects your expression of interest, you're going to receive an invitation to apply. So that is when you actually go ahead and you submit your 491 visa application online, okay? I'll show you the application link. And now, the base fee for this visa is currently around, 4,640 Australian dollars for the main. Okay, when I say main applicant, this visa you can apply with your family. Okay, so for the main applicant, that is how much you are going to pay. Mind you, your dependent or your family, they will also have to pay separately. And of course, there are extra fees with, let's say, your wife, your husband, or your children. Okay. Now, after that, after this one, or after you apply for the visa, the next to the pathway to permanent residency. Like I said, it's given to you for 5 years. But once you land in the country, within 3 years, you can actually get permanent residency. So that's going to be the last step for you to settle. So I think this opportunity, okay, once you are approved and you are holding the subclass 491 visa, you will need to live and work in a regional area for at least 3 years and a taxable income of 53,900 per year. Okay, so that's how come you can apply for the permanent residency when you meet this. Okay, if you meet these conditions, you will be eligible to apply for the permanent residency. Other subclass, they call it subclass 191 visa, okay? But at that point, it's no more based on points, okay? It's nomination. It's just a direct application that you're going to do, okay? I'll give you the link and everything. So that's the full process that's going to go through. If you're serious about moving to Australia, this one is actually one of the best legal options that are available for you, okay? And remember that you don't need a job offer. It is a recognized skill, the right point, and the little bit of, okay? Now I'm going to show you the website and you get to see everything by yourself. But before we go there, if this video has helped you so far, please, you want to give this video a like as a way of support for me, okay? Leave any comments you have in the comment section. I'm going to reply to you later. Okay. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Okay. I'm passionate about helping you to explore visa options, international jobs and real opportunities abroad. Okay. So thank you very much. Now, let me take you to the website so that you see everything for yourself. I'm actually going to share my screen with you so that you see everything for yourself, okay? Just give me a minute to share my screen with you. Let me share the official pages for you to understand everything that I shared. So basically, like I said, this visa route is called the SAP Class 491, okay? Work regional visa, okay? So let's read what this entails, okay? It says you can stay until the visa that your family members hold ends, okay? Okay, let me go back. Hold on. All right, let's just go through right here. So this is the official Australian government website. So this is what this visa route is all about. Stay until the visa that your family members hold end, and it costs 4,770 Australian dollars. Okay, that is the estimation. If you want to know the processing time is here, all you have to do is to click on visa processing time guide. Probably let me just show you a bit of the processing time. Okay, so say processing time, it actually varies, and these are the conditions. They says we assess applications on case-to-case basis. Processing times can vary for a range of reasons. So these are what can actually influence how long the processing time or how long you're going to get response from them. One, they say whether you have submitted an application with all necessary supporting documents. Okay, if you want to know, the link is there for you to check it out. Also, whether you have lodged an online paper application. Applying online helps streamline process, okay? So whether you did it online or you walked in, they are all going to determine how long it's going to take, how quick you respond to more information, because sometimes they may ask you for additional information. So how quick you actually respond. That's why it's important that you get every information and requirement ready, okay? How long it takes us to perform the required checks. Yes, so they do a lot of checks. So for instance, they're going to check your and everything. So it actually depends on so many factors. How receive information from external agencies, particularly related character and national security requirements. Yes, so these are going to influence if they have to consult an external agency to find out a bit more about you. It depends on all these factors, how soon they get their information back and all that, how many places are available in the migration process for permanent. So there are a lot of, things that actually influences. But let's go back, okay? So that's basically about it, okay? Now, what you can do with this visa, he says you can stay in Australia while the visa is valid. That means that within that 5 years, you can stay in Australia, live and work and study in a specified regional area of Australia. Okay, remember that this is a regional visa. You can also travel to and fro from Australia as many times as you want whilst the visa is valid. So they don't stop you from moving around. You can travel to anywhere you want as far as your visa is valid, okay? And it says you must be one of the members of the family unit of subclass 491 visa holder. Okay, so that means that if you have a family member who also holds this visa route, they can help to sponsor you. Basically, that's what it's about, okay? So just to brief you on that, all the links I'm going to leave for you to check them out, but let's move on to the next item for me to show you, right? Yeah, so stay 5 years, everything is there, everything is on the website for you to check. Okay, so I was talking about you checking whether your occupation is part of the occupational list. Now, this is where you can find all the information, and this is where you can check whether your occupation qualifies for this visa route. Now, all you have to do, I'll be leaving the link for you. When you visit this website, you just have to scroll down, okay? I'm not going to go into details, but just have to scroll down and then you'll be able to find, you see, skilled occupation list. You can either type your occupation here, okay? Or alternatively, you can just scroll down. They are all here. Now you are going to look for the one that starts with 491. Okay, that is what this visa route is about. So scroll down as you're looking. This one 190, no, 407, no. So you're looking for any occupation that starts with 491. You see this one 491. It's a skilled worker. So that means that if your occupation is within accommodation and hospitality management, now you can apply for this, okay? So that is the occupation here. Keep scrolling down. So you see they have occupation and then other information here, okay? So you scroll down, look for the ones that start with 491. As soon as you see 491, you check for the name of the occupation. This one, 491 is here, so you can check the name. This is for accountants. So that means if you're an accountant, you are part of the occupation list. So just keep scrolling, okay? Different occupations are there. Keep scrolling until you see your occupation. This is advertising specialist. I don't know if they are here now. They are here 491. So if you're an advertising specialist, you can also apply. All right. Have engineers. In fact, they have a lot of categories. So take your time and go through, and then you can apply. Now let's move on to the next item that I want to show you. Now, the next item, let's give it time to download. It's taking time. Okay. So remember I told you that you are going to be assessed, okay? So this is where you find the assessment agency, the one that is responsible for assessing you. You see where your occupation is, assessing authority is also there. Now, if you want to know how to contact them for them to assess you, you just have to click the name under it, all right? So for instance, you see this one, 491, this is for accommodation and hospitality management. If your occupation falls within this, okay, all you have to do is to click on the assessing authority here under your occupation, and then you are going to contact them, okay, Vocational Education and Training Assessment Service. The website is there, click on it, it's going to take you there, and then you contact them for assessment. Let's move on to the next website that I want to show you. Okay, so remember I told you that you have to prove your English proficiency, okay? So all the information is here. English language requirements generally apply to applicants wanting to study or work in Australia. Like I said, there are so many ways that you can prove. So they have all the information here. Take your time and go through, okay? Take your time and go through so that you know exactly what. Now, let's see where you can actually check your points. This is where you can check your points. So I hope you jotted down all the processes that I told you to follow. So if you get to the point where you have to calculate if you qualify, this is where you are going to go. All the links are going to be leaving the description section for you. So don't worry about it, okay? So you come here and you are going to do questions, okay? Select visa subclass, okay? So you are looking for this one. So you're going to click on it, okay? And then it's going to ask you to answer few questions, okay? So all you have to do is to click on the arrow. When you finish, you click next, 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 next. It's actually very self-explanatory. Last website I want to show you is where you can get the expression of interest form, all right? So this is the website. I'm going to leave the link for you, okay? Expression of interest. This is where you're going to express your interest to the Australian government, after you have gone through all the processes that I've told you, okay, and you see that you qualify, you are going to express your interest. So once you come to this website, it says you will need to submit an expression of interest, that is EOI, before you can be invited to apply for these. All right, you see, it's here before you can be invited for this visa. All right, all the informations are there. Okay, it says before you begin, check your occupation is on the skilled occupation list. That's why I told you follow the steps that I have given you. Okay, so I believe by that time you are sure whether you are there or not, and then you are just going to click on submit an EOE. Okay, let's give it time to download. Second time, let's give it. All right, so I hope that so far so good. You have had very relevant information regarding this visa. Okay, yeah. So once you come there, it's going to ask you some few questions. You are going to take, I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions. I understand that the department will communicate with me electronically about this EOE, that's the expression of interest. You click on it and you go next, 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 next. It's very self-explanatory. Once you submit it and they approve, that's it. They're going to invite you to get your visa. All right. So this is where I'm going to end today's live video. If you have any question, feel free to drop it in the comment section. If you like the video or you find it very informative, forget to like this video for me as your way of support to the channel. If you're a new time here, just remember to say hello in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching me from. All right. In my next video, I'm going to share with you other visa routes, okay, that you can actually move to Australia with. That is why you need to connect to the community by subscribing to the channel, okay? But thank you very much for staying tuned to today's live video, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Now, before I go, let me just say that maybe you are trying to travel and you have been trying a lot of options. I always encourage people not to give up, because I am somebody that have gone through this route. By the grace of God, I've had the privilege to travel to different countries and explore some of these opportunities. So I know that it's very, very possible. All you have to do is to put in the hard work. All you have to do is to get the relevant information, okay? Get the right information. That is what I am here to do. I'm here to support you throughout the journey, okay? So I wish you all the best. Never give up on your goals and your dreams and your ambition, because the day you give up might actually be the turning point, okay? I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourselves.